First, I'd like to thank everybody for coming out. Special thanks to Dr. Brickler for providing this for our students, our principals. Come on up. I was thinking about today, the history involved, and I'm just so thankful that we get the opportunity to make sure that our students remember things that are important in history. And the Tuskegee Airmen, or the Red Tails, were the first all African-American fighter congregation, squadron, and the most famous group of combat aviators in the world. They carried out so many missions for us, and now we'll have the opportunity, 18 different schools will have a chance to come here and to remember this great history. We can't always capture the history, and if we didn't have individuals like Dr. Brickler that would help us with this, it wouldn't be possible. But even today, so many of the men and women who lived during these important times are no longer with us. They're not part of this tradition. A member of the Red Tail Squadron, 94-year-old Second Lieutenant Michael Higginbotham, passed away just 2 weekends ago. So we honor his service today, too, as we think and remember what he provided. It's amazing when we think about what the Tuskegee Airmen did. In fact, it's almost a reflection of our cultural background here in Leon County. We're a majority-minority school district now, and we want to make sure that we continue to reinforce to students the value of remembering those that have given so much and been responsible for this. 900 of our students will have the opportunity to see this exhibit. And it's so important that we have these community partnerships, individuals that give back to our school system. Dr. Brickler, A.J. Brickler, is one of those individuals. He's a Tallahassee native. He received his bachelor's from Florida State University, went on to obtain his medical degree from Howard University, where he served as an administrative chief resident at the Howard Hospital before going into private practice. Currently, he is an OBGYN at North Florida Women's Care. He's recognized throughout the state as one of the top doctors, and he's a friend to our school system. So I want to this time present Dr. Brickler, and on behalf of the Leon County school system, to thank him for providing this exhibit for us.
Thank you. If you see behind me on this mantle here, these are the goals that we want our students to aim for. Aim high, believe in yourself, use your brain, never quit, be ready to go, and expect to win. And we're passionate about making sure that everybody has a chance. And people talk nowadays about the right and the left and the liberal and the conservative, but everybody agrees that these are fundamental values that we have as Americans, and I hope everybody remembers that and relives it every time we talk about the Tuskegee Airmen. Thank you.
Again, I appreciate everybody being here today, and again, this is something that's an important part of history for our nation, but it also helps us to celebrate things in our school system with our students having the opportunity to be here. On behalf of our community, I want to thank Dr. Brickler for providing this to us. Thank you for being
here. I didn't know anything about the Tuskegee Airmen until about 15 years ago. It's not taught in the schools. You didn't hear about it anywhere other than, just on an Air Force base maybe. The more I found out about them, their story told me about perseverance, having a passion in your life to develop your interests. Their story is so inspirational. I said, this is something that I need to pass to the young people today. These guys taught us so much more about overcoming obstacles, living up to your full potential, that it just became part of my mission in life now to sort of tell young people today about what you can accomplish if you have goals, passion, and a plan to get there.
Right here, we actually have one of the planes that we have an opportunity for the students to take a look at, and also an exhibit. So this is a great opportunity for our students to study history and to learn some very, very important lessons.
I'm very excited about CLE Superstars being able to come and experience this great event. I think it's so important for them to know our history and to learn all that they can about the Red Tails, the Tuskegee Airmen. I'm really excited because I have found out that one of my great uncles was a part of the Tuskegee Airmen. And so I've been sharing that with my CLE Superstars, showing a picture or two of him with them.
Our kids are super excited to be here today. They had this opportunity last year to come and see this exhibit, and so they are really looking forward to seeing the aircraft and learning more about it.
This particular event is important for the simple fact that it gives the history that some students may not be able to have experienced before. I mean, you could talk about it in the books, but to be able to come and see an actual plane of the factor of what was actually flown in those times of the Red Tails is amazing. It's an amazing experience that Dr. Brickler brings. I mean, for him to take the time to be able to give the history behind what they just saw in a movie and then see the actual plane where he fully explains all the parts of that plane and where that particular plane was flown in is just amazing.
And as Dr. Brickler said earlier, if we could get all of our students to believe in themselves, to aim high, not to quit, and to be ready, I think we'll all see great things happen for our students as we did for the Tuskegee Airmen. So I'm honored to be the Title I director and on behalf of Superintendent Pons to be able to sponsor this or co-sponsor this with Dr. Brickler.
The Tuskegee Airmen actually trained out of our local airfield that was an airbase during World War II called Dale Mabry Field. Actually, Sable Palm Elementary is in honor of that historical piece. And the last mission that they trained out of this airfield was flying down to Apalachicola with this big target set up on the coast. So that was like a month before the President or the Department of Defense declared the Tuskegee Airmen combat ready.
Not only does Rise Above educate with history and immerse one in flight, but visitors are imparted with the Tuskegee Airmen's principles of success.
This is actually my first time here, so I'm actually learning a lot of stuff that people can't stop you from what you do. It's only you can stop yourself from what you do.
Each and every one of us can be anything that we want to be if we believe it.